Hi, I'm Madison Farren, and I'll be telling a story about my first mission trip to Canada. So I was so excited. It was my first time out of the country. We took a van all the way to Toronto, which was 17 hours, which was a long time to be packed in a van with a bunch of girls and guys, but we had so much fun. We played card games, and the only thing that kind of dampened the trip was my knee was swollen due to bursitis, but everyone else made it so much fun that I was so distracted from my knee. The next day, when we got to Toronto, we went and served in a homeless kitchen in downtown Toronto, and I started chilling. It was 80 degrees outside, and I was cold, which is kind of silly. So I went and talked to my leader, and they took me to a walk-in clinic, and the doctor referred me right away to the emergency room because I had a temperature of 103. So I went to the emergency room, and it took quite a while to get in just because they have a social health care system and I wasn't a citizen. So it took a while, but finally they got me in, and my leaders had to pay everything up front, which was really stressful for them, but we finally got all that money taken care of, and I went to the emergency room, and they took a sample from my knee and started an IV and just tried to run some tests. But a doctor came in and he said, "Hey, I'm your doctor now. I'll be taking care of you." And so he came back after that and said, "You owe me $300, which was very stressful on my leaders because they had to come up with that money right now. But they finally paid it, and I got admitted to the hospital. The next morning, my mom came, and everything gets better when your mom comes, I think. And so she kind of calmed me down, and I found out later that day that I had staph infection in my knee. So I had to have surgery that night, and they removed my bursa sac on top of my kneecap, and everything was taken care of. The next day I was feeling much better, but then later on in the day I got pneumonia, which was crazy. I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't breathe, and it was just an experience that I've never ever felt before, and being so helpless. But eventually I got a lot better. I wanted to convince my family and my friends that I was doing better, so I told my mom I wanted to go outside, and I rolled up my sleeves and I put my shades on, and I had her take a picture and told them that I was sunbathing and I was perfectly fine. So that just convinced them that I was fine and I had a sense of humor still. But I learned so much from that experience that you can't take for granted life or your health because you never know when it's going to get taken away. Thank you. I'm Madison Farren.